center off of Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot, far down, he scores!
Come from behind for a month, now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it! Wow! Edwards pulls up and buries the flag!
What is up, all? Welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Carrotino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. Check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can see the show live there, obviously. Also, as you guys know, you can go over to the most wonderful IG. See the show live there as well. Michael.Carrotnudo.5 on the good old Instagram. And yes, I know I remind you every day, my Pitchfork Lunchers, the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you missed yesterday's show, guess what you missed? Yeah, a wonderful converview with Willie Bloomquist, fourth year head coach at his alum school of Arizona State. And I'm going to bring a little bit back. For those of you that missed it, I'm going to bring a little bit back of that interview from yesterday. So again, don't, none to fret, but we will get to baseball, obviously opening night tonight as they get set to take on Ohio State at 6:30. Yes, 6:30 at Phoenix Muni. Because, sun's shining bright today. A little overcast, as those of you that are around the valley know. If you're outside the valley, a little overcast, but still very nice out right now. So, yes, they will take on Ohio State at Phoenix Muni, 6:30 tonight. And then I'll remind you again later, but Saturday and Sunday, both tomorrow and Sunday, are at 1 p.m., all at Phoenix Muni. So, and then on President's Day, so it's a 3-game series with Ohio State. President's Day, they have Austin Peay in town for a game. So Monday at 1. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday at 1. You can spend a great weekend, like Coach Bloomquist said yesterday, with Sun Devil baseball. So definitely nothing wrong. Definitely nothing wrong with that because, it is ASU baseball, my friends. So So, yes, you will be able to spend the whole long holiday weekend with Sun Devil baseball. Again, nothing wrong with that. Also, Sun Devil softball last night, my Pitchfork Lunchers. I brought it to you. You saw there in the end, but they get the extra inning walk-off against the number 21 Ducks. And we'll hear from Megan Bartlett and Tiare Ho Ching. Also, Mika Lape, a pitcher who came in, who just had a great phrase, and I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let her tell you. We'll hear from her as well after that awesome win. Again, the Ducks went up 1-0. The Ducks did go up 1-0 early on. Yeah, the Ducks went up 1-0. In the bottom of the second, was it? Or top of the first, sorry. Why would it be the bottom? They were the away team. So, yeah, the Ducks got 1 in the first. The Devils answered and got 3 in the bottom of the third. The Ducks got 2 more in the top of the fourth, tied up at 3. And then the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning, so regulation. So we got a little bonus softball, which in the Littlewood Classic, and it goes to the rules, and I got that explained to me last night. But yeah, I was like, Major League Baseball, I'm like, wait, since when do they start But yeah, extra innings. They do start with the runner on second. Oregon ended up stranding their runner on third. Again, Mika Lape did a hell of a job coming in last night. She got the win. Yeah, Cambry Krieger started off and again gave up the one in the first, but then took care of business. And then Kenzie Brown came in, and well, we'll hear why she exited quickly. And it's not because she was pitching terribly. Coach Bartlett lets us know that, but yeah, so it's that in and of itself is awesome. So, but yeah, and then again, it was just because Cambry Krieger went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, had a walk. Kenzie Brown had when she came in the game, first batter grounded out. She K'd the second batter. And then there was misplay in the field. Little wait, was it? Wait, pardon me. Yeah, the Devils did have 3 errors. So yeah, unfortunately, there's an error there. There's errors that extended the inning, and Oregon, like I said, was able to get the 2 runs to tie it up. And then so Kenzie Brown pitched that 1 inning, gave up the 1 hit, the 2 runs, but none were earned. She had 1 strikeout, 1 walk. And then, like I said, Mika Lape finished. She got the win. She pitched 4 innings and had 3 no hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts, no walks. So yeah, very just dominant. And you'll because she played against Oregon last year, again, still in the pack, and we'll hear. Like I said, we'll hear from her. It'll be absolutely awesome. But the Devils beat the number 21 Ducks, and they now improve to 4-1 overall. They are 4-1 at home. They have a 2-game win streak, both against former Pac-12 opponents, Cal and Oregon. And they have North Dakota today at 4. So, guys, listen to me. You can actually go over to Farrington, around 3:30. It's just Friday. If you'd like, go over to Farrington, check out the North Dakota game. And then head over to baseball at Phoenix Muni. Or you can stay for the Weber State game. Again, both I'm not telling you to choose one over the other. Again, full disclosure, I will be at most of the North Dakota game. And then, yes, I will be headed over to Phoenix Muni. Again, opening day of baseball. It's been like a tradition, just like I was at opening day of softball. Long standing tradition that I've had even before being on the media side and covering it. But yes, most definitely will be there to see how they do against North Dakota. Who knows? Maybe they run rule them. I'm not saying North Dakota is a bad team. I'm just saying if they were to. Let's see. Right now, North Dakota, the Fighting Hawks, by the way. They are 3-2. They lost to they played in the Doc Halverson UNI Dome Classic. They lost to Loyola Chicago 5-4. Then they lost to Northern Iowa 1-0, but then they turned around and beat Northern Iowa 3-0, beat Drake 9-7, and then 6-4 in 8 innings. So yeah, they beat Drake in the first game 9-7, and then it went extras in the second. And that is that. So, and right now they are taking on number 21 Oregon at the Littlewood Classic. So just so you know, They are taking on Oregon at Farrington right now. So I wonder, do they have? I wonder if they have anybody from Arizona on their team, North Dakota. Minnesota, Missouri, Illinois, more Minnesota, Wisconsin. Ooh, California. Wisconsin, California, Dakota, Oklahoma. Scottsdale. Yes, Callie Honing from Chaparral High School, the senior. Wow. I did not realize that, but yes, so Scottsdale Chaparral alum. You can see her tonight. Yes, and she would be the only. Oh, nope. Marley Todd from Chandler High School, redshirt freshman, is also on the North Dakota team. So 2 Arizona kids playing in the playing for North Dakota in the Littlewood Classic. One from Chaparral, one from Chandler. So that was pretty cool there. But yeah, but the Devils get the win last night, and again they have North Dakota. They have North Dakota today at 4, and then Weber State at 6:30, which is the same time that the first pitch over at Phoenix Muni will be thrown for baseball. So again, that will be just an awesome weekend. And then tomorrow at 4 p.m., number 25, Washington. That's who the Devils will be taking on, another Pac-12 foe. So seeing 3 of their old Pac-12 mates. And I don't think, and then at the end of the month, too, the ASU Invitational, Oregon State. They will actually play them twice. So they're seeing a third of the old conference. Obviously, Cal, Oregon, Washington, and Oregon State. And then, after that, well, let's see. And then, obviously, Arizona's in the Big 12. So, but there's no, they have a Wednesday, Thursday, or a doubleheader Wednesday at UTEP before they go to Utah in April. So, yes. So 4 of the old Pac-12 foes. But that's a teeny bit away. And North Dakota, that is the team up next for this young team. And man, guys, they are exciting. Seeing it last night, and yes, these younger coach having freshmen and coach talking about when they signed and when they first got here and going after these players. And you'll see that with softball and baseball. And again, not that it doesn't happen in football, where people verbally commit and then yes, they actually do. You can say, I'm committing here, but until it's signed, they can still, they could somebody in any sport actually. But baseball and softball is usually the type where some of these schools will get on these, young players, or they're playing club ball, but they start looking at them, 8th grade, between 8th and 9th grade, and maybe even 8th grade, and they're playing travel ball and just seeing them, and you'll see players commit as freshmen, as sophomores. And I've talked about it before. When they go, they can sit there and they can go and obviously verbal, is there, but a lot of them just, want to get it for some reason. And that's just been with baseball and so on, unless there's a change in, the coaching staff for some reason, then maybe they won't stay. But, um, I mean, I've called a lot of games, as a lot of throughout, whether it be, um, high school and even some club, softball, you doing some club softball or travel softball, I should say, which is club. Either way, same difference, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's that. So anyway, but yes, at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter, my IG, Michael.Kirsten.5, the YouTube channel, guys. If you missed the great conversation with Willie Bloomquist yesterday, he's always so gracious to sit down. The last 2 seasons, got him to sit down and, talk about the team, but just obviously everything going on in the program and how it's pushed forward. And I mean, I didn't even get to the 2 new coaches he added. I mean, granted, Coach Ellison, Coach Accardo, Coach Ellison, obviously a hitting coach, Coach Accardo with the pitchers and the lab. And we've talked about that, but yeah, Coach Bloomquist, if you missed that, go to YouTube. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Also, for those watching, you can let your friends know if they're headed to meet you for lunch. It is Friday. They can listen to Pitchfork Lunch on the best internet radio station on the web, the Casual Sports Radio Network. All you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com. Page will open up. Click listen live, hit play, bam, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. There is Pitchfork Lunch, Sun Devil content all over the Casual Sports Radio Network. And so stoked that Casual E invited us in to be a part of it. But guys, when you're there, follow their socials. Again, Instagram, X, all that good stuff, Facebook. Like, follow all their socials. Because I will say this, not just awesome Sun Devil content with Pitchfork Lunch. He's got you covered with the Suns. I know it's definitely been an uphill battle. The Suns, the Diamondbacks, obviously pitchers and catchers are here. We're talking about opening for college baseball. Well, pitchers and catchers are here for spring training. They've reported, so that is absolutely awesome. But the Suns, the Diamondbacks, the Cardinals, the Mercury, Casual E has you covered. So again, follow their socials. And again, for those listening on KSRN, follow me at Diablo00 on X, my IG, Michael.Cartino.5, the YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe, because not only can you listen to these great interviews, but again, the con reviews, pardon me. You can watch them, go back and watch the show, like I always say. So again, we got you covered at all ends, but so stoked to be part of the Casual Sports Radio Network. Again, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. And again, I want you to watch. Don't watch and drive. You're Sun Devils. You're smart. Pay attention to the road. You can stream it through your Bluetooth. Again, just go to www.ksrnaz.com, the Casual Sports Radio Network. And obviously, you can stream it through your Bluetooth, but page will open up. Hit listen live. You hit play, bam, there's Pitchfork Lunch. You're driving to meet your friends on a Friday for lunch. You can listen the whole way there. When you get out, you can keep listening. Absolutely awesome. Or like I said, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch IG, X, all that good stuff. Hit me up with comments. But again, so stoked to be part of the awesome, phenomenal Casual Sports Radio Network. But yeah, so softball got the win last night. They are now 4-1 as, like I said, they take on North Dakota at 4 p.m. today, and then Weber State right after that at 6:30. So, and Oregon is playing North Dakota right now. So, and then tomorrow, like I said, at 4 p.m., I'll remind you, they have they have Washington, number 25, UW, former Pac-12, another former Pac-12 foe. And then they have Belmont at 6:30, and then 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. Utah Valley will be in the at Farrington. to cap off the Littlewood Classic for the Devils. So, and then Tuesday they are at Grand Canyon, everybody, at 7 p.m. They take on the Lopes, and I think that's. Oh no, it's just the one. Oh no, and then in April the Lopes return the favor on a Tuesday, on tax day, actually the 15th. And they will come to Farrington Stadium. So, yes, but Tuesday, that's something. And again, we'll talk about that on Monday as well. But that is a 7 p.m. game out at Grand Canyon. Just so you know. So, yes, that is what the Devils have. But again, North Dakota first at 4 p.m. So, and then when we look at basketball for hoops, man, I know I touched on it a little bit yesterday before we got to Coach Bloomquist, but yeah, the 111-106 double overtime loss to number 12, Texas Tech. Oh, that's tough. That is so very tough. The number 12 team in the country. And then Saturday at 6, TCU will be here. And it's a James Harden bobblehead. Yes, you can get a James Harden bobblehead. It is a double header, by the way, as women's basketball. They play Utah at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Again, the breast cancer awareness game. So very, again, a lot of games have themes, as we know, but yes, breast cancer awareness game on the women's side, 2 p.m. Utah will be here after their 85-76 loss with another just tough first quarter. Teams have seen film, and for some reason, every team has just been able to get out on them, but then the Devils get back in the game, settle in, whatever you want to say. Coach gets them to settle in. You see the talent, they make runs, and like I said, I mean, it was tough because they were down by 19 after the first. It was 29-10, but then they outscored UCF 22-10 in the second quarter. So they're down by 7.5. You're feeling good. You're down by 12 after the third. UCF outscored them by 5, but then ASU outscores them by 3. 25-22 in the fourth. And yeah, so the 9-point difference. And it's just, I mean, you got to think that the Devils outscored them in the final 3 quarters, right? They outscored them by 10. I mean, they outscored them by 12, in the second, -5, but then +3. So in 3 quarters, you outscore them by 10 points, but the 19-point deficit in the first. And I mean, the first quarter, the Devils shot. I mean, they took 10 shots. They shot 50%. You'll take that. I mean, they were 5 for 10, but again, shooting 50%, great. They were 41% in the second quarter, and same thing in the third. They were 7 for 17 in both the second and third quarters. And then they shot 50% again in the fourth quarter. They were 9 for 18, but shot 45% for the game. I mean, they were 85% from the free throw line, 84.6%. But, first they didn't have any. They were 4 for 4 in the second, 3 for 4 in the third, 4 for 5. I mean, again, you love that. You absolutely love that. And then you look at the rebounds. They out-rebounded them 39-37. Like, again, that's what I say. I know it's not just like silver linings. It needs to turn into wins, both sides, like you see, but they're fighting. They're in the game. So anyway, nonetheless, I same thing with the men. We've talked about it. It's not that the fight and the care isn't there. And that is, again, when you hear coaches talking about that, and and I say care because Coach Bloomquist brought that up a lot last year, in the beginning when there was a few speed bumps here and there, but, and frustration with, maybe hits not coming when they should have early on and kind of expanding out and then going from there. But he's like the work and the care, that's not the issue. That's not what he's seeing. But yeah, very, very stoked. So we're going to step aside again. I want to get to Coach Bartlett and Mika Lape and Thierry Ho-Ching. Plus, I want to bring a little bit of Coach Bloomquist back from yesterday for those that missed it. So, but yeah, so we'll get to that. But I'm going to step aside, and we will have all that for those listening on, again, the Casual Sports Radio Network. So stoked to have you on. And more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraging. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org. This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Yes, for those of you listening on the Casual Sports Radio Network, you are listening on the best internet radio station on the web. I am Michael Caratanudo at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. So glad you're here for another Friday edition of Pitchfork Lunch, going all around. Phenomenal Sun Devil Nation. As, again, softball gets the big 4-3 win last night in extra innings in 8 over the 21st ranked Ducks. Again, very, very awesome. Oh, by the way, hockey taking on Minnesota Duluth on the road. Sorry, I did not mention that in the beginning. Got, again, hyped up about opening day. Obviously, as you guys know, very geeked out about hockey. Still 13th in the pairwise. We heard from them earlier in the week, and they are taking on Minnesota Duluth. So again, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But yes, right now we are going to hear from Victoria softball. Like I said last night, 4-3. Again, timely hits, solid pitching, and Mika Lapi, who is the sophomore pitcher for the Devils. She, again, got the win, which is very, very awesome. Got the win, and then, in talking about it, but is very, again, excited because of last year's running with Oregon. But again, I'll let her tell you. So without further ado, here is Sun Devil softball sophomore pitcher Mika Lapi after last night's win.
Mika, you obviously last year were kind of in a very interesting position, being a true freshman, but with not necessarily a whole lot of veteran experience in your rotation. Now, in this position, you kind of being a veteran, being in this program for a year, how did it feel to have this kind of a game in this kind of a moment against a program like that?
It felt really good. I've been wanting this moment for my team, and I think that we all deserved it tonight, and this was a big turning point for all of us.
On your lineup there, it says revenge is sweet. What's the meaning behind that?
So last year I got put in against Oregon. We ended up losing the game, but I threw 5 innings. I gave up 1 home run, and so I really wanted the Ducks tonight. I knew that we could totally beat them, and that's what we did. We went duck hunting.
Just as a group, just based on this time last year, just where do you kind of see just growth as a program, especially under Megan and stuff, and a win like this, and even against Cal earlier last week?
I think our growth is exponential this year. I think we're really planning on coming at everyone, guns blazing. Like, I think that this year is going to be a really powerful moment, and I think even with a young team, like, they take it on like veterans. I don't think that anyone sees themselves as a younger player that they can't do it because of their age.
And Coach has talked about obviously getting arms in there and seeing it, but with your performance in general tonight, but how do you see like your performance you guys pushing each other, as pitchers?
I think we have an amazing staff this year. I think all of us compete with each other in the bullpen, but we also lift each other up. Like, they were the first ones out on the field cheering me on, and I think that with those 4 strong arms, like, we're going to be a pretty unstoppable bullpen.
Mika, heading into today, Oregon's offense had scored 10 runs in 4 of their games this season. How are you and the rest of your staff able to shut down such a prolific offense tonight?
We talked about it in film that just because they did what they did against other teams doesn't mean they're going to do what they did against, like, they're not going to do it against us. And so going in, we took that confidence, like, we can take them on.
There's kind of been that why not us mentality going around in the clubhouse. So how is that just motivating you?
I think it's been a huge motivator. I think that there's always moments for every team. There's always opportunities, and we're going to take every opportunity we have.
And there you hear from her. As again, she as like I said, she came in and that's what I was saying off the top of the show. Those that were here, she's like, yeah, she struggled against Oregon last year, and she's like, I went duck hunting, and wanted revenge, gave up that 1 home run. So right, short-term memory in athletics, totally true. But yeah, don't tell me that you don't remember. And yes, don't tell me that athletes don't remember, because that's one of those things where where it's tough, because, like, yeah, I mean, obviously you can say, oh, if they're going to press, but yeah, she just crushed it. In her 4 innings, like I said, gave up no walks. Yeah, no walks. And had 4 innings pitched. Again, no hits, obviously no runs unearned, but 3 strikeouts, no walks. She did throw 1 wild pitch. But I mean, and she threw 65 pitches. So it's, again, a game that went 8 innings, and we know this. It's a game that went 8 innings, and the Devils won. So that in and of itself is absolutely, again, awesome. But her performance, man, just absolute spot on. So, hey, going to take a quick break. Then we're going to hear from Coach Bartlett working on that. But yeah, quick little break, and we'll be back here on Pitchfork Lunch talking more softball. Again, get to baseball. Obviously, open up against Ohio State. Ben Jacobs will be going tonight. So, yes, we should get that. But just a quick break, and we will be right back.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly. Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always relay that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority. Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it?
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Yes, for those listening on the Casual Sports Radio Network, again, so glad you're with us here on Pitchfork Lunch, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Again, you can hit me up at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. See the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Also, hit me up and see the show on my IG, Michael.Caratoon.5, the YouTube channel at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005, at MVC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe because of the con reviews that you have missed. For those that don't know what that is, it's conversations/interviews that you have missed. So, trying to get Coach Bartlett's sound from last night, but I do have again some of Coach Bloomquist pardon me, from yesterday. So I will bring you a little bit of that as we effort this. But again, opening day, obviously today for baseball, 6:30, Ohio State. Again, Sunday baseball. They split a 4-game series with them last year. Come on, got to take this first one. Well, they did take the last one last year, so let's keep that momentum going. On the web, and look at joining me right now is the awesome Sun Devil baseball coach. We do this once a year before the season starts, so thank you again for sitting down here on Pitchfork Lunch. By the way, last year again, I got a lot of great stuff because I told you after May ended that there was no more sadness or heart wounds about no Pac-12, but everybody loved your definition. Plus, I already got a lot of great messages. They're stoked to see UCLA and USC on the schedule this year. I know you talk about. Let's start there real quick. How cool is it? Maybe not cool, obviously for fans, it's cool, but how big was it to at least get 2 of those teams back on the schedule?
Well, I think it was not only big, but and exciting, but important. That we keep these rivalries going that have been here for years, and we've had some knockdown, dragouts, bloody noses, and black eye type games against those teams over the years. And what a sad thing that would be if that just dissolved in the wind, right? So we got to try to keep those going as best we can. With UCLA and SC, and we'll try to keep it kindled with Stanford and some of those type of teams as well. But we have SC coming in for one. We're going to UCLA for a double mid this year, and we'll see what next year brings us. But that's at least a starting point.
No, absolutely. And again, obviously you have to play your conference and the non-conference games. I'm going to ask you this because obviously Ohio State's back here, and last weekend softball opened up, and Maryland. The Devils played Maryland first, and I just put something on Twitter, and Coach Bartlett thought it was great because I'm just saying that Maryland does not play their first home game until March 4th. Like a lot of Midwest teams, obviously because of the weather, and I know you've talked about this before, aren't playing their first home game till way later because obviously it's hard to play baseball and softball, as we know, buried in snow, which is still snowing in most places. But to have Ohio State come back and just open up here at Muni, obviously everything's been great. How exciting? I mean, I know opening day is obviously exciting, but how exciting is it to bring kind of like those teams in? And, when people watch on TV and see, and look, in this day and age, I know recruiting isn't easy, Coach, but got to think in recruiting that helps a lot when you're seeing the sunshine and it's, not even the beginning of March technically.
Yeah, we've been blessed with the weather. Obviously, that's why Tempe is what it is, and baseball is what it is down here. It's 75 degrees on February 10th here, or 12th, wherever we're at. And it's just when you have that, and then the weather, people want to get out of the rain and the snow and come down here and visit. So, and then you have a big name like Ohio State, with obviously their football program being successful, and they gave us a run for our money last year and split a 4-game series with us. So they're a scrappy, very capable team, very well coached team that'll come down and they'll give us a challenge right out of the gate. So. We're excited to put a big name university and bring them down here and play against them, and I think it'll give our guys a good test opening weekend.
Now, when you look at, and this team, and like I said, I've talked about it a ton here on Pitchfork Lunch. Obviously, you guys are gracious enough to have us come out here and get to talk to you and see the team. But obviously, transfers, guys that have come in, you hit the transfer portal well, but you have a good mix of guys that are back. And I've talked a lot about Well, you've talked about the middle infield and, the pitching, obviously very excited about the pitching. As you get closer to the season, I know you said before as a coach, it's kind of, you're starting already not to sleep. And last year you said to me, it's great to not have to sleep figuring out who I'm going to put in the lineup. There's 9 guys you got to write down. But when you look at this team and how they've come together, what's been the exciting part about this fall?
I think just, the overall, you're not relying on one person, or 1 or 2 guys to carry the workload. You have certainly you have your horses and guys that you're anticipating having good years, but you have the cavalry behind them, right? And the repertoires behind them that can help out and still contribute and do things that help a team win, right? And teams aren't built upon 1 or 2 players; they're built on the commonality of everybody and what they're, what we're preaching and what we're doing. So I think just having the depth and the overall pieces to use, and you're not panicked if one guy happened to go down. We have the depth to withstand that, where in the past we really haven't and have been overexposed when we have a guy or 2 go down. So hopefully this year we don't have injuries, but if we do, we have people to fill in and at least get us through what we need to do.
And from the guys that have returned, because you've you've had that attitude of, play the game the right way, and obviously the accountability. But of the guys that have returned, somebody I know like Jacob Spice has been here 4 years now. Like, how have they helped mesh the team? But how have you seen them grow as leaders as well?
I think that's been the cool part of the job, right? Is you get these guys for a few years and they don't want to go anywhere else. They want to stay here in this transfer portal world that we're in. They want to be here. They're taking, Kenny has said it. They're taking less money to be here. They want to be part of this program and be taught hopefully the right way and be part of something special. And I think you have guys like Toby and Isaiah, New Contradas, Kian Vu that have been, those guys have been here 3 or 4 years now, and they're really understanding the things that we've been preaching, and they see it not only with our own team, but they'll see it with other baseball games that are going on. Like, hey, did you see that play the other night? I'm like, yeah, it happens in the big leagues too, guys. That's why we're trying to preach it to you now, that those little things matter. And the World Series, there's the PFPs. You think those don't matter? That's why we're harping on them so much right now. And anyhow, but those are things to actually see them come into their own and start holding guys accountable for not taking that stuff seriously. It's when the guys police themselves, then we're in good shape. So when it's not always the coaching staff having to do the policing, when you have the players doing it, we're in good shape. So I think we're starting to get to that point.
And I know you've pretty much preached that since you've been here and developed that culture. And I know people always ask you about this. Obviously, being an ex-player, when you look at it from being a head coach and, opening day, opening series, just as you're getting ready for the season, I guess if you looking at it now, what would you go back and tell maybe your, rookie self in the MLB just about, opening day? Because, yeah, obviously it is exciting. The season's exciting. You're playing a game you love. And like you say, you're getting to play it. But what's kind of, I guess, that balance from opening day, from managing a team to playing?
Well, I think it's as a player, obviously you're trying to get yourself ready to go. And now as a coach, I'm trying to get a whole unit of guys ready to go. And I'm the voice of the team that says what's important, and we have to be able to do this if we're going to be successful. And that's on me to have the pulse of 40 other guys versus just myself. And that's obviously a challenge. I take the challenge head on, and then I don't worry just about myself. I'm worrying about what each individual guy has to do to be ready for opening day, and how their mindset's going to be, or how their egos are going to be if they're not in there, and have to manage that. All that type of stuff is important, and it's that rears its head throughout a year if you don't handle those type of things. So trying to stay on top of that, and at the same time getting ready for the fundamental stuff, ready for these guys for opening day.
Now, the other week, because somebody had asked you, obviously, about Keenan, and obviously the year he had last year, and just stayed with it, wasn't starting, but just the hitting got him in there. For him to go through that, for him to experience that, like you're saying, guys keeping their heads in it, I got to think it's a big advantage to have him in the clubhouse, with guys that are feeling, hey, maybe I should be there. I'm doing this, doing that, not trying to press too much. But when he does something like that, how do you feel the rest of the team responds to that and will respond to him, like you said, if they're maybe going through a little bit of a slump?
Oh, I think he's got to be the vocal at certain points, to where if although being the head coach, I can't hear and see everything that happens and is being said behind the scenes. That's where I got to hope my leadership and my leaders in the clubhouse nip that stuff if it does happen. I think right now everyone's happy, everyone's great because it's opening day, right? How about 3 weeks from now, if they haven't sniffed the field in a while, how are they going to be then? Those type of things. But that's where hopefully your veteran leadership and those guys step up and say, hey man, I've been there, done that, I get it. This is how you handle it. And I'm confident they will.
Well, all right. So I brought you a little bit back again. We got to get out of here. But yes, opening night tonight, 6:30. First pitch. Again, get on out there tomorrow. And tonight also for softball, 4 p.m. Barrington Stadium, North Dakota, 6:30, Weber State. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Washington, and 6:30 Belmont, and then 11:30 a.m. Sunday, Utah Valley. Again, follow me on at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. You shall have updates and all that wonderful stuff. Also, again, women's hoops. Women's hoops against Utah, 2 p.m. tomorrow. Again, James Harden bobblehead in the house for the men's and women's game. There's obviously a men's game tomorrow night too, as they take on TCU at 6 p.m., guys. So it is a full day. Again, baseball at 1 o'clock tomorrow, 6:30 But yeah, 6 p.m. men's hoops, TCU tomorrow, women's hoops, 2 p.m. You have the Littlewood Classic going on, 4 and 6:30 tomorrow, and 4 today. So again, a lot to get out to. Immerse yourself in Sun Devil Nation this weekend, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps. Immerse yourself. And if you're going to be out there, again, hit me up on, at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. So again, shout out to Coach Bloomquist again. So gracious of him to do that yesterday. Thank you, Coach. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Jeremy, for hooking that up as well. But yes, we are going to get out of here. Everybody have a most phenomenal rest of your day. And yes, you guys know it. Hashtag our state, as always, because of that, school down south has delusions of Grangia. I love Clue. Anyway, but yes, hashtag our state. And yes, as always, have a phenomenal weekend. I will see you Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. And as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blaine Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's away. Double traffic going. Trying to center off to Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wild.